What's up, guys? Okay, so today we are gonna take a look at TJ Hunt's car once again. So a lot has happened to it in the last week or so. Last time we saw it, this stuff wasn't painted. We painted that, so when the bumper's on, it looks pretty presentable. He wanted it black, we did it satin black. This part, he didn't ask to paint that, so we didn't do that. That's just the bash bar, but the bumper should cover that up. We thought about some of the stuff in the engine bay that we could clean up, and a couple of the things we made changes to is like down under the intake manifold, you can't really see, but we took off his like stock water pipe that wraps around. We took off the oil cooler, the stock one. And so he's not gonna really use that pipe with that off, it's just in the way. And then it also is just kinda too much going on in this area with that. I don't know if you guys know Jay-Z, like down when the pipe goes around, and then it'd be like the inlet outlet for stock turbos to feed water in there, and then heater core. So what we did is we took the exit out of the back of the head, and then we fed the turbo with it. And then we eliminated that other water pipe that he had, so it's just more simple and less things that could have issues. We then, let's see, we removed a charcoal canister that was in there, and we're just kind of checking things that might be an issue. We're not going to be able to fix everything, so it's just kind of would be not a waste of money, but it's just way more money than TJ would probably want to put into like our effort doing this, because he's already paid other people to do it and put a lot of time himself. So we're just cleaning up little things that we can. One really cool thing that we're gonna do right now is put some fresh HPS hoses on this guy here, this guy here, this guy right here on this upper water neck, and this other charge pipe down here. And then we're gonna replace all the vacuum lines with some HPS 5mm vacuum line. So this is some HPS 5mm vacuum line and wrapped up in this bag right here. So I'm gonna redo off his boost solenoid. This is how the car showed up. It's a little bit messy in this area, so try and clean it up as we replace the lines. Because this line here, these two vacuum lines, they're not the high temp silicone that HPS has, which this silicone hose is really great. So we're gonna replace that there. This other vacuum line that comes to the blow off valve. The other one that goes to is Deechworks fuel pressure regulator. And that's it for vacuum lines. And then we got new T-bolt clamps for every hose that we're gonna replace. This hose will go right here. This hose will go right here. So we're just gonna clean up the bay, and this hose will go down here. So looks like we're gonna do all with the hump clamps. This one is gonna have to get cut to size. That one's gonna go for the upper water neck right there. And that's about it on those. And now I'm gonna get started. So I will try and set the camera up for you guys to watch as I go ahead and do this. Probably start with taking off the intake out the turbo inlet, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so that gives us room to get to these two, so I can replace these, and then we'll move over to that side. And while we're down here, I'm going to, I forgot about this one to let you guys know, this needs to go back to boost reference for boost solenoid. And then it's like he wasn't even running boost reference back to the, oh, I guess he was, it just broke. Okay, so we're doing the hardest one to get to right now. It's this, there's a better look at it. It's this 1 3/8 hose. So we got it onto the hard line that runs to the back of the chassis where the radiator is, and then I'm gonna slip these 2 hose clamps over. These are nice HPS T-bolt clamps, and then I'm gonna put it onto this upper water neck, get that one situated, then I'll move on to this one, which a little bit easier to get to. Still gotta undo the intercooler because it's kind of solid mounted into the front tube work. And then, so I could do these 2 at the same time. Then last I'll do, of the big couplers, I'll do the intake because that's the easiest one to get to. And then we'll move on to vacuum lines. Okay, so pulled the intercooler to put these guys on. Got the intake one on. And I try and line everything up so you can see HPS. Kind of cool, I do that on my car too. And then, so on the hose clamps, you could make them all perfectly symmetrical, pointing the same way, or I like to do on a race car that I know is going to be at the track, and you're going to be maybe in a rush, depends on the situation, but to get stuff on and off. So you always keep that in mind when you're putting together a race car, because you could do something really cool and hide this. You can't even see that, like tuck it down way underneath so you don't see the into the T-bolt clamp, which, yeah, on a street car that you have all the time in the world, that's fine. But my thought process, or after experiencing this at the track, is when it's really hard to get to, you're like, why the heck did I do it that way? So what I'll do on my car, or on this car, that customer cars are going to be at the track, I'll put it so it's easy to get the tool on it and quickly undo it so you can get it off and service whatever part it is that you might need to service. Whatever part you're installing, it needs to be easy, so that's why we put the clamps accessible areas. So that's the answer to that one, but I'd say that cleaned up the bay a little bit, so now everything's color matching. We have other things to do to clean up the bay. I'm still gonna do the vacuum lines right now, and then I'll do some zip ties on some of that wiring over there that looks a little, you know, messy. And then when I route these vacuum lines, I'll like keep in mind how it's gonna go, because every little detail will count in the end if you think about how you're gonna do it and make it kind of follow some other lines. Like on this guy here, maybe I'll have it come up, follow this down here, so it's not just flopping around here. So things like that will always improve the look when you open the hood and kind of look under the bay. And then we're gonna move on after that to zip tying this new harness in place and just keep making progress. All right, guys, that was the update. Talk to you soon. Okay, so completed the engine bay cleanup on TJ's car. It's dark in here, but we have the rear door closed because we don't want the air blowing over to the fab area where Joe's over there welding most of the time. He's back and forth welding right now, making intercooler piping for another car. So we need to keep the door closed. Makes it darker, harder for you guys to see, but I think you can tell. I'll shine the light too. So he's got a lot going on in this corner, but I was able to do new 5mm silicone hose that kind of routes the same with the wiring, kept it clean. Then I came over to the AEM boost solenoid and then teed it in with the wastegate down there. So that is all complete. And then we did a little wire cleanup. Not that we changed any of the wiring right there, but it's just the harness kind of was jumbled up over there in a way. I did the best I could without having to change anything. And then I connected the throttle cable, checked on everything else. If there's anything that I didn't see or before, you know, I kind of went through everything and so got everything connected, and that's it. So it looks a lot better than it did. And we will start the car here shortly and then double check some other stuff, like make sure the fans come on at temperature, because we're having the ECU trigger those, and the water pump and everything else. So Stefan's cleaning up the inside of the wiring right now with all the new relay panel, and the ARC 8000 panel. Looks kind of crazy, but it's pretty clean and routed nice. Just a lot going on. And then last, we are going to do some more zip ties and P-clamps back here. Because, I mean, you can't see much of the wiring. It's just kind of underneath some areas, but we'll kind of secure it a little better. Clean that up, but that's it for the engine bay. And all the HPS stuff is in and done, so that's good. So that's kind of it. Now we will move on to the rest of the wiring and do P-clamps on the chassis harness as it goes to the back of the car. And hopefully I'll be able to show you guys as we do that too. All right. So we started TJ's car, everything's working, which is a good sign. Thumbs up for that. All the new chassis harness, everything's working right. We need a different oil pressure sensor. He has let me see if right here. He has like a smaller PSI one in there, and it's the brass kind. Whenever you brass ones, like, sure you can feed the excuse me. Brass ones like that are not as reliable with the information sent back and forth to the ECU. So like tuners will tell you that over and over again to use the stainless ones like this, which like they both work and they're both a 3-pin connector, 5-volt reference sensor and ground, but the other one is just going to be more reliable. And I believe he has the wrong one in there. We need to go back down under there and check in that drift motion oil filter sandwich plate that we put in there, and check and see what PSI sensor is, because we start it and it's 0 PSI, and then as it ramps up on the gauge, it'll say that we have 148 PSI right out of the gate at idle, and you rev it and like it doesn't change, and then back to idle it's still 148. That's too high, and I know that it's not reading that, so we're either going to switch a setting in the ECU and it'll work with the brass sensor, but we're going to advise him to get the stainless one, and then double check that the trim pod switch works, which is over. Can I show them? Where did Joe take that to? Oh, it's right here. So this, TJ wanted this, so what this does is this is different boost settings, so he can literally have 12 different maps that with each one more boost. 12 is a lot, so he probably won't use all of them. He might use like, let's say 3 or something, or 4 maybe, if he gets crazy. And he just wants to be on the dyno for that much longer setting all these, but that's really cool. So we gotta verify that that's working properly. We're on the phone with AEM right now, kind of checking that. And then there's the wiring. Then we have to P-clamp it in place, nut-zert it, and get that ready. And that's mostly it. P-clamp. This is a P-clamp, shaped like a P, and then it bolts in. Profile view shaped like, well, it looks like a backwards P. Camera. So TJ's here, and I did get a new camera, and he noticed it. So, dude, what's up, TJ? The killer. I've been telling him for like months now. I'm like, dude, you gotta step away from the GoPro, get yourself a G7X. I'm glad to see it upgraded. Huge upgrade, huge upgrade. And then right now we're kind of showing TJ the work that we did on the car. And I saw the fitment in the video, but seeing it in person, it's better now. And like, so to do it, like we had to end up like changing these and like stuff, and cutting the bash bar, move it in closer. But once we did it, it came out good. This rear end looks awesome. And I did have to replace this hose because he had like not a good one on there. Right. I think that eventually you're gonna replace all the black hoses, but for now, like it'll work. Get on track soon. Yeah. Just get driving. Updating TJ on all his setup on the headlight, taillight, new wiring, and then the other stuff that we worked on. It's pretty cool that he got to stop by today and we get to show him. He seems pretty excited. That's always good when you can make a customer happy. And he's catching a little bit of it on video. You guys could go check out his video and see that. Then we got these guys here. What's up, guys?
So good.
So TJ's still like walking around his car, checking everything out. Seems pretty excited.
Dude, it looks really good. Like I haven't had it. I haven't been driving it for such a long time that like I forgot certain bits and pieces of the car that got me really excited. And seeing the rear end that you did, and like seeing all the rewiring and how much you changed the engine bay, I was like, damn. I'm really excited.
He's smiling.
I'm super excited.
Good.
Huge thumbs up. I'm excited to drive with you. That's what I'm excited. Finally, I have a car that's like out on the road again.
I'm gonna get my car ready soon, and then we'll get the.
I haven't looked at your car yet. I want to go look at your car.
Oh, it's all apart. But right now, fan's about to come on. I think any second now, the fan should come on, and then we'll hear that, and we get to show TJ that part, and then overall, he's happy with what we're doing, and then we're gonna do the last finishing touches, and he'll pick the car up probably next week at some point.
Yes. So killer, so killer.
And then top drift. We'll show you guys. We'll show you guys.
And then it becomes easy, and then it sounds weird.
We gotta say bye to this guy.
I'll see you guys in a couple days. You gotta film me when I come pick it up.
Oh, yeah, I can film that.
So that'd be like...
Maybe I could combine everything into one video.
That'd be...
Not as good. Okay, we'll do two videos.
Pushing you to do more videos. That's the key.
I know, I need to do more videos. Be like this guy. He knows.
You're getting better at it though. You're getting better at it.
Thanks for your help. And thanks for letting us work on your car.
I'm honored that it's here and getting done. So you guys are killing it. Super stoked. Very happy with all the work that's been done. And you guys are going pretty fast. Faster than I thought. So I can't ask for anything more than that.
Yes. Thanks,
awesome,
TJ.
Man. I will see you soon.
All right. See ya.